Hey, what's up, Internet? I'm here with Severed Skies tonight. How you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. So, just tell the audience a little bit who you are and what you do.
I'm Brian. My name's Brian, and I write some dark electro, industrial EBM kind of stuff for Severed Skies, and been doing it for almost 10 years now. In October.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a long time.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't. That was my first project. So my first electronic project that I've done myself. So I just kept rolling with it, and just yeah.
Yeah. All right. I see we got some people over in the comments. Hey, Kyler, what's up, bud? And Corrosion Star System says, yas, tons.
Can I see the comments? I can't see the comments.
I can pop them up.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see them or not. Anyway, so where'd the name Severed Skies come from?
Basically, I just kind of thought of something that was kind of cool that kind of went with the music that I was writing at the time. Mm-hmm. Kind of like the vibes of what I was writing. It was kind of, kind of ethereal, kind of dreamy, kind of dark, So that's the kind of vibes I was feeling. And then I was just kind of coming up with a name, some kind of name for it. So I thought that kind of went well with the whole vibe, the whole feel of all the material I was writing at the time.
Okay.
That makes sense. So, I mean, yeah, it kind of flows and it just kind of makes sense. So,
All right. So your remix album came out in March, right?
Yeah. Well, no, a remix album came out a couple weeks ago.
Oh, a couple weeks ago. I don't know why I thought a while ago.
My Dreamscape album came out last March.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking, right? Dreamscape came out last March, and then my bad. All right, so what made you decide to do a remix album?
It's just something that I wanted to do for a while with certain people, certain like artists and stuff. I thought it'd be like a cool idea just to get people doing remixes, and collaborating with other artists. So I was like, why don't I just do a whole album of it? You know what I'm saying? So I thought this would be a good time to do it with this album. I had plenty of time to think about it and prep it in advance, and I let people know, and I was like asking around and networked some other artists. So it was great. I had a good time working with all these artists, and it turned out really well, I thought. And thank you, and I like how they all turned out. Everybody did their own style and their own, their own kind of way and their own kind of feel for the mixes. So
yeah, I thought it was really cool. Like I noticed, especially with like the song Millennia, that there's two different remixes on there. One of them by Electro Hammer, and the other one by DJ Rust Ryu. And they're completely different. That's one thing I love about remixes. Like everyone takes the same source and then just runs with it, goes in a totally different direction. I just think it's really cool.
Definitely, that's what I like about it too, because somebody can take the same song and just rip it up and just change it to a whole different thing. Like sounds nothing like the original. And that's what's cool. And that's what's cool about it, because you don't know how it's going to turn out, depending on the artist and who's remixing it. So it's their show, man. They do what you want, man. It's your art, So it's cool that they did that, So
absolutely. So how did you choose who you wanted featured on there?
I kind of just asked around some other artists that I already knew, and I played some shows with some of these artists. I met some of these artists in person over the years. I'm friends with some of these artists in real life. So altogether, I kind of networked with some of them, most of them, and be like, hey, let me know, if you want to do this. I got a remix album coming out, and if you're interested, hit me up, man. So, So yeah, a lot of them were down for it, and it was pretty cool. And I was glad. And I've done some collabs and remixes with some other artists. They've done some for me in the past before this, here and there, like sporadically, but not like a whole album. So
right.
I was already used to like doing that, but then I was like, all right, so I got this coming out. I'm working on it. So would you want to join? And there's but yeah, I mean, I was very happy with the turnout and everybody who contributed. There was quite a few on there. So I was pretty stoked about it.
So how long did it take to from when you decided you wanted to do it? How long did it take until you got all the stuff and you had it compiled and it was done?
Yeah, it took a while. Because I mean, we gotta wait on everybody. You know what I'm saying? Right. I mean, you kind of have a deadline, but it's not always gonna flow like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you have other people working on stuff, I mean, some people, and I also had some of the people join last minute too, got added on, so that pushed it back some too. Because I had like 2 or 3 other people like, hey, sure, I'll join. I want to do a mix for you. It's like, all right. Mm-hmm. So this was like 5 months before the anticipated release. So I was trying to put it out. I was trying to put it out around like spring, like March, April.
Yeah. And
then it just pushed back till mid-July.
Yeah.
So it is. But I mean, it was worth it. I mean, because a lot of these other artists came on here, so it was cool. It was at it. So you gotta just adapt a little bit, here and there. So
yeah,
it's all good. It's all good.
So let's talk about that cover art. Where did that image come from?
I had my graphic designer make it.
Okay. No, it's really nicely done. It's really pretty.
Thank you. Yeah, he made it. He does most of my artwork now. Mm-hmm. He's this designer from Brazil. So I found him on Instagram. So he did my last couple album artworks. He did Dreamscapes.
Yeah.
And then he did this. And what was before that? Yeah, and then he's working on my other ones too. So the next one, my new ones. So, but yeah, so I kind of thought of something similar, like a paradox, but similar to the Dreamscapes cover. So I wanted it to be kind of similar to that realm. So he kind of made it like a inverted, kind of more in-depth look of that world, and a closer magnification. You see like the floating castle, you see like the cities and everything. So he went further into that world and then kind of specified on a certain area, and then so that's what he came up with. So
gotcha.
Look pretty cool. I dig it a lot.
Yeah. I was looking at that when I was looking at the original Dreamscapes, and I'm like, okay, those are definitely by the same artist, and look like they're in the same kind of like universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. If you get like the CD art and stuff like that, if you get like CDs that I have for my physical copies, he did the art inside those too, which you won't see online because I don't have it online. So if you have the CDs, you can see his other art like in the back of the CD panel, and then on the CD itself, and then on the inside cover. So he did art for all that too.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool looking. He did a good job on all of it, and he's easy to work with. So it's
nice.
Yeah. So.
All right, and I'd be remiss if I didn't say shout out to my sponsor band Dead Cool for their remix on this album of the song Citadel. Citadel. I can't talk. I believe they just had a remix by Stabbing Westward come out, so make sure you check that out.
Definitely. They're booming, man.
They are definitely.
Yeah, I love them. They're great.
They are. So people, you getting good feedback so far on the Dreamscapes remix album?
Yeah, I've got a lot of good positive feedback. A lot of people dug it. They said, there's a lot of the production's done really well. There's a lot of different, remixes that sound totally different, like you were saying before. They sound like, very different and really good. So from lots of different artists that around the U.S., even from parts of Europe and, like I said, Brazil. So, I'm just glad that everybody who was on there contributed, that went on board. And I'll probably even do another one for my next release, because it's kind of fun, just might as well, like, hey, I'm going to do another remix album. You want to join on? Yeah. So, it'll be fun.
You're alluding that you're working on something new. Can you tell us anything about it?
Yeah. I'm working on a new, I guess, EP/album. I'm not sure what it's going to be yet, depending on how many songs I'm going to put on it, because I'm kind of gauging probably around 6, but I might up that up a little bit, but we'll see. So right now I'm working on 6. That's what my goal for this release. It's called Oblivion, and it's going to be another step, like kind of into the world of Dreamscapes, but kind of a darker side.
Okay.
So it's going to be like heavier. It's kind of like a whole new revamp of kind of like my style a little bit. So I'm kind of going more on the more extreme spectrum.
Cool.
Because I kind of my all my stuff in the past has been kind of like a all range spectrum, kind of like a ethereal, dark electro, industrial, EBM. So it's kind of like been like a mixture of all this stuff together. You know what I'm saying? Like here and there in parts of my music.
Yeah.
But my this new stuff is going to be more towards the EBM industrial side. So cool. It's going to be more on that spectrum, more in that direction than anything else. So it's going to be kind of more like bass driven, and then more like beat driven than other stuff I've written in the past. So I'm very excited for it.
That's awesome.
The new stuff is just really kind of more dancey, kind of more oomph to it. You know what I'm saying? A little more power.
Yeah.
Like just the heavy bass. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited for the new direction I'm taking with my stuff, and I'm loving it. It's
nice.
Yeah. So I'm excited for this next release. And also I'm working on a song too for a collaboration.
Nice.
Electronic Saviors. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but Jim Simonic with Electronic Saviors. So I'll be doing a song on that, an exclusive song only for that.
Nice.
Relation. That'll be next year, I think. Either that or the one after. So doing that too. But yeah, so I'm just excited for Oblivion, and I can't wait to, get that going.
Yeah, for sure.
That's gonna be more like a, dancier club, like heavier vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah, so I'm very excited for that.
Do you have many shows booked for this year?
Did I play many shows this year, or in general, or you mean like coming up?
Yeah,
or?
Do you have like a lot booked for the rest of this year?
Not really, not right now. I just played Charlottesville, Virginia, 2 weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago. That was my first time there. It was at the what's it called? The DJ Orlock goth takeover,
Mm-hmm.
and it was pretty cool. It's a cool little spot. It has almost had like a home vibe. It was like a restaurant. It's like a restaurant bar, but it has this, it feels like you're in somebody's house. You know what I'm saying? It's very warm, cozy kind of vibe. It was kind of cool. Had a cool little stage, some lights and stuff. It was a good turnout. It was a good time. So I was featured on that night, on their goth night there, and hopefully I'll do it again soon. Maybe early next year. So, but right now I don't have anything set. I don't think yet for the rest of the year booked. I have a potential one or two coming up that they're waiting. I'm waiting to hear back.
Yeah.
Around Halloween, or maybe like after that, like November-ish, November, December. So that's what I'm kind of doing right now, and then I'm just kind of working on the new stuff while I'm waiting around, So
cool.
But yeah.
This one's a little bit off the wall. If you were an animal, what kind would you be and why?
That's a good one. Well, I do have a wolf on my chest, so I would be a wolf.
Okay.
I guess. I love wolves. That's my thing. You know what I'm saying? They're very fierce, loyal, kind of like the dominant kind of thing, but kind of wild. But I think they're majestic. So I mean that's my thing. I think I love wolves.
All right, cool.
But yeah, that would probably be my first guess. That or something else like an eagle or something like that.
Yeah,
but,
that's cool.
Yeah, what about you?
I am either a crow or a red panda.
A red panda.
Those are my favorite animal. I freaking love them.
Okay. Yeah, pandas are cool. I never really seen one. I don't think I've seen one in the zoo or something, but I never really interacted with one.
Panda, they're like a raccoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But bigger. Yeah, a lot cooler.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm just working on that new stuff. How about yourself? How long have you been
doing this for about 1.5 years.
Okay. Cool. You like it?
Oh, absolutely. I used to work for a really crappy radio station type thing online. It was awful, being treated like shit, and then meeting one of my favorite artists inspired me to go off on my own and start doing my own interviews and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, congrats to you, man. Thank you for having me on, and
yeah, no, thank you.
Thank you for doing what you're doing, for do what you do, for all the artists out there,
Absolutely.
Shows a lot of support, so appreciate that.
I mean, I've never been able to make my own music, so I try to help other people push theirs.
Appreciate that, man. Definitely.
Yeah.
That's very, very thoughtful. Thank you. Like I said, this is my first. Summer Skies is my first project, that electronic project that I've done myself. I was in other musical projects in the past. You know what I'm saying? I was playing metal and metalcore stuff like that back in the day, and in my 20s and teens, and then I wanted to go in that different direction. I wanted to write my own music eventually, so that's the route I wanted to take. And I just had to go for it. I had to sacrifice, and I had to learn from scratch, and that's what I did.
Yeah.
I just took my drumming skills and just kind of put it aside for then, and just kind of applied it to other things, and then started learning DAWs and synths and everything else, and it was a whole different world. And then I just slowly built up on it over the years, and so in my eyes, I think it's been improving over the years, getting better and better. So I'm going to keep going, So I never expected, for it to go this far, or or keep going. So I'm glad it did. I'm glad it is.
Yeah,
so
sure. I feel like, especially like nowadays, there's bands popping up constantly, and none of them last longer than like 5 or 6 years. So it's really cool that you're still going after 10.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like a lot of people didn't even know about it until like 2 or 3 years in, because I never played live until 2 or 3 years after I started. I mean, I posted stuff online here and there, but I didn't have much network back then. You know what I mean? So, but yeah. So I just kept with it, and it's something I wanted to do because it's I wanted to do my own creativity at 100%, and not have anybody hold me back. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely.
Because being in bands, being in like other artists and stuff, it's kind of like you got to be in that. You got to be like in that debate always with them, and it's like a family, and you argue, and things like that, and schedules. So it was a learning curve. It was a learning process, and it's a part of growth. You know what I'm saying? Like you learn to work with other artists, and you grow, and you be in a band, and then hopefully you if you want, a lot of people venture off and do their own thing.
Right.
And some people don't. Some people want to stay in bands because they have chemistry with other people, and they don't write by themselves. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't write music by themselves, and they don't. But me, I tried it, and I was like, this is the best thing I've ever done musically. So like, compared to being with other people, which was good, it was good, but not to what I was expecting,
right?
And not on this level. And like it didn't stick. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause it is always like somebody leaves, and then you got to find another person. Yada yada. So then it's like you're in a revolving like door of like wasting time. You know what I mean? So and that was the issue. So it was always like a waste of time, like finding new people to fit everything at one. But now I'm like, and I always thought in the back of my mind, like, man, I just wonder if I could, just write my own music sometime. You know what I mean? Like, and then I just took that leap, and then just started from scratch, and then here I am, later, 10 years later. So, it's the best thing I've ever done musically in my life, and I love it. So
absolutely,
it's like I can put all my creativity into all my heart into what I'm doing in my music.
Exactly. You don't have to like, run it by anyone else first. You don't have to like make any compromise or anything. You can just follow your passion, do what you want to do.
Right. And that's the best feeling. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. It's all 100% you. So I mean,
exactly. I understand.
Yeah. So
Hey, what's up over in the comments? Sanguine Macabre. He says he can totally relate as a drummer turned solo artist. Great to be able to write whenever inspiration calls.
Yeah.
Absolutely, bud. Absolutely.
Definitely.
All right. Is there anything that you wanted to talk about on here that we have not touched on?
Not really. I mean, do you have anything? Do you have anything you want to bring up, or?
Nope. That's all I got. But I always ask that just in case I miss something.
Do you ever go to like festivals or anything like that?
Once in a while. It's hard to go places because I live on an island off the coast of Maine.
Ah.
So it's hard to go anywhere. But once in a blue moon, I go places.
Okay. All right. Have you been to have you been to any like big ones like Dark Force Fest or?
Oh, yeah, I go to Dark Force every year.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was there the past 2 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Playing? I don't think you were.
No. I wasn't playing. I was hanging out, but I was like, it was fun. Had a good time.
Oh, it was definitely a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be doing this if I hadn't gone to Dark Force 2023.
What's that?
I wouldn't be doing what I do now if I hadn't gone to Dark Force 2023.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So that kind of like inspired you, or what?
Yeah, just being there, and then I met Dusty from Vision Video, and that was like just the best moment of my life. And he's just so like actually gives a fuck about his fans, and it's like him being so nice and like just gave me the kick in the ass, be like, you know what, I can't do this.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, people inspire you, man. You know, you find people that'll inspire you. You know what I'm saying? Could be anybody, really. I mean, I have artists that inspired me. You know what I'm saying? And then I've talked to some of them, or you know, I've talked to some people that inspired me. Not even just artists, as people, but like especially artists, though. You know what I'm saying? But that's good that you found that. You know, that inspiration. And I actually played I opened up for Vision Video last year here in my town, and Urban Heat.
Nice.
That was a great show. That was a fun show. That was really fun. Yeah. So they're cool. They're cool people. I talked to them for a bit. I talked to Dusty and Emily for a bit backstage and everything. But that's good that you inspiration. You know, it's
important.
Yeah,
it's important to feel inspiration once in a while,
especially for what you do and for what I do. You know what I'm saying? Like for both, you know, it's to do this. It's takes a lot. So
yeah. Do you have a message for anybody who watches this?
I don't just I guess follow Eric and follow me on social media. You know, we need the support, and you know, so we can do this, keep going. You know, put more music and more podcasts. So you know, that'd be cool if y'all give us support, and that'd be great.
Absolutely, and make sure you check out his new remix album.
Thank you, and thank you for having me on, man. I appreciate it.
Problem. If you want to hang out and talk off there after the credits, you're more than welcome to stick around. If not, thank you for coming on.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'll do that.
All right. Later, Internet.
All right, y'all.
You